You know, I've been looking for something new to do. Bacon? Ah, already done it. I know. Bacon. Today I'm cooking with a blender. Welcome back, folks, to another video. And today we're going to be making some back bacon, or what they call Canadian bacon. And I've never done this before, so we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to be cooking this, I believe, on my pellet smoker because it does require a very constant low temperature, and it's very cold outside, and I kind of ran out of really dry wood for my new smoker. So let's go and put this on the pit boss. So this requires a 3-day brine, and we're going to go ahead and create this brine, and we're going to be using this pork loin. It's not tenderloin, but pork loin. It's a lean cut of meat, and it's fairly cheap. I got it on sale, so I decided I wanted to try it out. So let's see what goes in this brine. Now this recipe requires some very, I can't say specific ingredients, but it is some very specific style of brine. So first what we're going to do is we're going to take our trusty pot right here. We have 2 liters of water. And what we're going to add to that is we're going to add 1 cup of kosher salt. And of course, we're going to be making this keto friendly, so we are going to be using a brown sugar replacement. This is the Keto Golden brown sugar replacement at 1/3 of a cup. Then we're going to be adding 3 medium-sized cloves, and we're going to crush those. So we're just going to take a knife and just going to smash them. Place those inside. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bay leaves. And all we're going to do with these bay leaves, we're just going to cut them in half. Now these are dried bay leaves. If you have fresh bay leaves, by all means go ahead and use them. We're just going to add those to our pot. And then we're going to take 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns. And I'm just going to eyeball this. This looks better, a tablespoon. Now normally you would use maple syrup as well. I'm out of the sugar-free maple syrup, so what I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using a honey replacement, and I'm going to be trying this as a honey back bacon, or what they call Canadian bacon. Now the recipe that I did look at says it requires or calls for a 1/2 cup of this. This was kind of expensive, so I'm not actually going to use a full 1/2 cup. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to squirt in, I'm going to say 3 tablespoons. That's 2. 1, 2, 3. 3 tablespoons. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there should be enough brown sugar sweetness in there in order to bring this up to the level that I want it to. Now what we're going to do is we're going to throw this on the stove, and we're going to bring it up to a boil, let it boil for about 5 minutes. And then we're going to add it to our bucket. And our bucket, we're going to be using this Cambro 7.5 quart, or a little over 7 liter food storage bin with lid. And this is going to be our brine tank for the next 3 days. Catch you back in a minute. All right, so we're back. We got our brine solution that has now been boiled for about 10 minutes. It's piping hot. So what I've done is I put in 1 quart of water, and then I filled probably 1/2 quart to 3/4 of a quart with ice. I want to keep that temperature down around 4 degrees Celsius. And I don't want it to go over that even for a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ladle in some of this brine, and I have my Thermopin, which is my ThermoPro, my instant read, pretty close by. And what we're going to do is that as we put this brine in, I want to keep checking the temperature. So Looks like that's doing a good job of keeping that cool. And we want to keep this temperature down as low as we can. And the reason for that, of course, is for bacteria's sake. We don't want any bacteria growing inside of this brine solution. So we want to keep the temperature real low. And because the salt will take care of some of that, obviously, bacteria, but the low temperature will definitely help within that. So this is about 2 liters. I want to add this in slowly. Give that ice time enough to keep that temp low so we're not raising the temp of the pork too much. Now, like I said before, this is going to take about 2 days in this brine solution. We're going to leave it in the fridge. And if you need to, just take a minute, you know, swoosh it around, get all that ice water up and around. All right, so we got the rest of our brine added in. We're sitting at about 76 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So we want to get that down to around 30. I put some extra ice in here. I'm going to throw the lid on, stick it in the fridge for a couple of days, 3 to be exact. And I'll see you then in a couple of days when I'm going to throw it on the smoker. Hey YouTube, back again. It's been 72 hours and let's take a look at this pork loin. Alright, so this is what it looks like when it comes out. I just patted it dry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give it a good rinse in the sink. You could soak it for 30 minutes if you really want, because it is a pretty strong brine solution. But I'm just going to give it a quick rinse because we like things kind of salty around here. This is obviously also a keto-friendly recipe. So, you know, we do have to have a little bit higher salt content. And we're going to throw it on the smoker at 225. We're going to be using a pellet smoker today, so we want to keep that nice consistent temperature. So the pork is on. Pit is set at 225. We're going to be monitoring the internal temp. Check it every now and then. Like I said, we're looking for a temp of 150. Smoke should be done. And then we're going to give it a taste test afterwards and see how it goes. Hey folks, back out there at the old Pit Boss XL. And we're still holding steady at 225. And we're going to check temps of these 2 pork loins. It's been 2 hours. Okay, the color looks okay. Starting to get a little bit of color there. Let's check it on the old ThermoPro. And one of the cool things about this ThermoPro is that you can use it this way, and it also flips. It's kind of neat. So let's have a look here. 127. Let's check the other end. It's going a bit quicker, and then the back should be a little bit warmer. So I found. Let's check this one over here. 145. This one's actually almost ready to pull. 149. 149. Yep, 150. Let's check that again just to be sure. Pull it out a little bit. So I want to check all temps, all surfaces. And I'll check one more and then this end. Still got 145 right up at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip these and come check them again in about 15 minutes. Alright everybody, I've went ahead and hauled this off at 150 and I allowed it to rest for 30 minutes. It's still kind of warm, but I want to try it and see how it is. So let's go ahead and cut this end off. As you can see, it's starting to juice out here. Nice color. It's lost a lot of its considerable size. As you can see, it's nice and pink or red. Got that almost kind of like a ham color to it. There we are, look. As you can see that. It's nice and juicy. Let's go ahead and give it a try. See what the taste is like. It's good. It actually almost has a ham kind of taste to it. It's interesting. It's a little bit saltier. Not real sweet. Of course, I didn't use maple on here. I used honey. Let's just go ahead and eat this other slice here. It's very tender. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to allow it to cool for a little bit more. I'm going to throw it in the fridge overnight, and then I'm going to haul the other one off. The other half of this is still on the smoker. I had it over on the left side, and it's a little bit cooler zone over there, so I had to move it to the right. And then tomorrow I'm going to come back at you again, and I'm going to cool this thing in the fridge, put it in the freezer, and then I'm going to slice it with my slicer really thin, and we'll try it again. Catch you back tomorrow. Well, as you can see, it turned out pretty well. It's kind of salty, which I like. If you would like it less salty, you can soak it for 30 minutes in cool, fresh water. I just kind of rinse mine, like I said before, and it turned out pretty well. I think it's more on the hamish side, but that's fine. I actually really enjoy it. Had some for breakfast this morning, fried it up, and it's quite delicious. So there it is. There's Canadian back bacon. Now, if you want to make it the Canadian version, you can always go with the maple syrup or a maple syrup replacement. I didn't have any, so that's all I could really do. And I think the honey that I used turned out really well. You can get that little hint of honey flavor, and it's nice and sweet. So, folks, if you enjoy the content and like the channel, please like and subscribe. Throw in a comment. Again, really helps me out. And maybe the next one we could do on the old Smoke North. And I might have a new channel update coming really soon. Shh, don't tell anybody. See you next time, everyone. Get cooking.